Hello everyone and welcome back guys to more of WXL. Today we're here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Round 13? Round 12? I don't know. It's a round of the season somewhere down near the middle. And yeah, today we're here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. A track that, as I'm sure many of you are aware that watch this channel quite well, you'll know I cannot stand. Not only on the F1 games, but just as a general circuit, it's just not that good fun. It's just horrible. It's Monaco without the walls, so it's just Monaco without what makes Monaco interesting at the end of the day. And yeah, unfortunately, we span again in the Formula 2 qualifying grid race. So we start P12 for this one, and I opted to go for the two-stop strategy because that's what the absolute snake EPT had told me was going to be the best strategy for this Grand Prix. So everyone else had gone for the one stop. Here I was, sat on the grid with my soft tyres, thinking, yes! And then, obviously, a bit of foreshadowing, I realised, no, later on in this race. But we are then ready here in Hungary. Unfortunately, I didn't race at Germany last week. I was actually busy that evening, unfortunately. But we are then ready on the grid here in Hungary. The lights are coming on now. It is 5 lights here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And it is lights out and away we go there. And really getting off to a good getaway here because he's actually getting zero wheel spin on the run down towards turn 1 there. Almost, well, from P12 already up to P9 off the start of this Grand Prix. Ethan just moves across me as we head in towards the first braking zone there. A little bit of contact between, I'm not too sure who that is on the inside there. It's Alpha Arti who does slot back in there. So Ethan has effectively stopped me. We only made up the one place off the start of this race. So Mclaren of JJ Rock thinks about having a look up the inside as we head down through turn 2 and at turn 3. There are a couple of cars running wide as we head towards the bottom of the hill there. Ethan gets ahead of Artie there, the other Ethan, as we head through turn 4 here. And yeah, I need to make progress at the start of this race. Either that or try and keep the tyres in a good check here. It's now all over the back of Artie there. He's going to go for, I'm not even sure what that was. A very, very weird moment there. He ghosted, he hadn't ghosted, he crashed, he hadn't crashed. We don't really know. But yeah, unfortunately, I did speak to Artie after the race. What basically happened was he tried to change a fuel setting or something and completely missed his braking point there. But yeah, the ghosting system had kind of worked, kind of not. But I mean, we came out of it with no damage and we were up 2 places towards the end of lap 1 there as Dasher goes for an interesting dive up the inside of Vapid Coot there. That's going to give XR Ethan a run around the outside of him as we head down through the final couple of corners of the opening lap here. Are we going to be able to try and capitalise on this as best as possible here? We're going to try and go for a bit of a cheeky switchback on the paraffin there. We're going to be able to get the run on Dash there. He's going to try and move out in front of me, but we are up the inside there. But he's going to have the slipstream as we head down towards turn 1 there. Ethan's going to slot in front there. They're all weaving around. We're going to try and move back to the racing line there much, much later on the brakes there. We almost zonta XR Ethan as we head through the first couple of corners there, but he does get the run back up the inside there. And are we going to be able to have a sniff up the inside? We're certainly going to try it. There's Dasher just in front of us. He's going to squeeze us out over the curbs, but we do get right around the outside of Ethan there, and that is us now up into P9 of the Grand Prix, and quite a dramatic start to this race there. You can see by the end of lap 4 there, it was now Vapid Coop that was just in front of us here. He's going to try and have a look up the inside of F1 Gravity as we head down in towards the final couple of corners of the lap here, and already these soft tyres weren't really working in our favour much anymore. You know, the medium runners were very, very consistent, very, very quick as we now head through the final couple of corners of the lap here. Are we going to be able to potentially get a run on F1 Gravity? No, we're accidentally going to push him out of the final corner there. That isn't going to give us the run that we wanted down in towards T1 here. But are we able to go for a bit of a late lunge? No, we think better of it there. Actually, Gravity a bit late on the brakes there, so we're going to be able to get the run on the exit of T1 there. And is that going to move us up into P8 of this Grand Prix? We're still side by side as we head down the hill there. Gravity's going to run very, very deep into the braking zone there, force me out wide there. We're going to keep the nose up the inside. We've got to give him the room though, a little bit of contact. That could have very easily been us out of this race there, and Ethan's going to be able to sniff back up the inside there. And yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate for ourselves. We tried to get the best run that we possibly could there, and just that tiny bit of contact with Gravity there. But we do get another run up the inside of Ethan here. The amount of chaos at the start of this Grand Prix there, we're accidentally going to squeeze him out there. And you know, that was, I'll hold my hands up and admit my fault. Definitely Ethan should be able to hold on to that position there, as JJ Rocks is, that's going to be an interesting squeeze as we head through the S section there. But yeah, just got a little bit deep on the brakes there, and I know he can cut the chicane, but fair play, should hold on to that at the end of the day there. JJ Rocks makes another mistake as we head down towards the end of the lap there. We're going to slam the door shut a bit aggressively, I'll be honest, but you know, we needed to make the position stick there. We needed to get back towards the racing line. So yeah, these soft tyres already starting to go off in this race there. I really should have followed, you know, the optimum strategy in this Grand Prix here and try to get onto a set of mediums at the start of this race there. We can see JJ Roxo still all over the back of us as we head down towards Tom on there. I think there's already someone pitting in this Grand Prix. This Alpha Artie there, we're going to be a bit cheeky and tries to squeeze JJ behind him there. I'll be honest, that might have been a little bit cheeky on my half there. But, you know, Alpha was on the inside, so we tried to utilise the cars as best as possible there as we head down the hill once again there. You can see JJ still just behind us here. We do now need to try and settle down into a rhythm in this race there. But yeah, these soft tyres were really not working out too well for us at the moment there. Trolled gives up down the start-finish straight there. A bit disappointing from my teammate once again, but that should now mean if we score anything in this Grand Prix, we will have fully confirmed ourselves as the #1 driver in the team. It's now on to lap 8 we go here, and while JJ Rock is going to be able to get a tremendous run down towards turn 1 here. We're not really going to bother defending it at the moment. We are going to be a bit later on the brakes, so that wasn't really intentional. It was just he broke a bit earlier than I was expecting. So yeah, we're going to slot back down into P11 of this Grand Prix here, and you can see the tyres are overheating at this stage of the day. We really just hadn't been able to utilise them as best as possible there. It's towards the end of lap 8 that we're actually going to dive into the pit lane as well. They can see Jolly has left the session there, who's dominated the last few rounds of this championship. Vapid Coop as well dives into the pit lane as well, so maybe we can try and hassle him in the second half of this Grand Prix there. We're going to get a nice tiny 2.5 second pit stop there as we come back down the pit lane on a set of the medium compound tyres here, and we needed to take these about 18-19 laps of this Grand Prix, which is certainly going to be easier said than done here. We are now back out in second to last place here, only ahead of Artie, who obviously after lap 1 had a real mare in this Grand Prix. But fair play to him, you know, he stuck it out right the way through to the end of this Grand Prix. But it wouldn't take long before we were all over the back of Vapid Coop once more in this race here. You can see with the slipstream, with the DRS, overtake mode, everything like that as we make the long run down towards turn 1 here. We're going to be able to have a look up the inside nice and late on the brakes there. We get it slowed down on the apex nonetheless. They give a bit of a squeeze over the curbs there, and yeah, we now move ourselves back up into P12 of this Grand Prix there. So still making good progress at the moment. There's a couple of cars battling just in front of us there. It is actually Alfa Arti as well, the lapped car, ahead of Squidgy Genie, who obviously we had that contact with all the way back at the Red Bull ring. Obviously span us around and a good shot of some good points here. So we are all over the back of him as we head through the final couple of corners of the lap here. And just look at the run we're going to be able to get out of the final corner there. Nothing really Squidgy Genie's going to be able to do though. We now move ourselves up into P11. We've got Joel's next car up the road there. You can see setting a PB of the Grand Prix as well there. 1 minute 20.450 here as we head through the first couple of corners once again there. Artie is now going to move out of the way for ourselves as well there. I think he was quicker than Squidgy Genie just behind there. I'm not too sure what's happened to Squidgy Genie. He's out of the Grand Prix as well. So yeah, we're back into P11 now of just 13 runners in this Grand Prix. But hopefully, you know, the pace should be on our side right the way through to the end of this race here. You can see Joel's is about 5 seconds up the road here. And by the end of lap 15 here, the pit stop window now starting to take effect there. We've closed down the gap. Unfortunately, it was Ethan now, the car in front of us. So we're going to be able to slot in ahead of the line noob there as we head down in towards turn 1. They're trying to get the car slowed down nice and tidily once more there. And yeah, over the next couple of laps though, we would just be picking up the places here, but obviously it would be a case of, I'm sure these guys are going to steamroll back past us as the second pit stop does take its effect in this Grand Prix there. You can see Ethan's about 3-4 seconds back at the moment there. He's already down to 2 by the end of lap 19 here, so there might be a bit of a battle going on between us two towards the end of this stint there. Joel's makes a mistake through the final couple of corners there, and that's going to move us up now into P5 of this Grand Prix. But like I said, obviously we did have to make another pit stop in this race, so it was going to be very difficult between now and the end of this race there. And you can see by the end of lap 26, diving in for our second pit stop of the day here. Ethan hadn't quite been able to get up to us by this stage of the day there. But yeah, only 10 runners now left in this Grand Prix, so as long as we finish, we are going to be picking up some points in this race, which is obviously really ideal here. And we are now going to be opting onto another fresh set of these soft compound tyres here. So hopefully, you know, this is going to take us right the way through to the end of this race here, and we are hopefully going to be able to get the fastest lap as well here, but we will have to wait and see. There is out of the pit lane we come once again there. Jules does just about stay in front of us here, so we are hopefully going to have quite a big pace advantage over these next couple of laps here. You can see already by the end of lap 27 here, I was all over the back of him, and I was trying to time this as best as possible here. We're going to try and take the DRS down towards T1 there, obviously get past him as soon as possible there, and hopefully have the DRS to help us out on this fast lap here. You can see at the final corner there, just look at the extra grip we've got on Joel's there. Slingshot straight past him pretty much before we've even reached the start-finish line there. We were actually ahead of him before we crossed the timing delta there. And yeah, back up into P8 of this Grand Prix. And yeah, this would be our fastest lap of this race here. So we are going to ride on board right the way through here. You can see already we pulled out quite a big advantage over Joel's just in front of us here. You can see coming down through the hairpin though. Third, fourth gear there, cycle back up through, completely flat there, trying to use up the track space as we now head down in towards turn 4 there. One of the only good corners on this track. And we are purple there, running a little bit wide, but luckily not picking up a warning this time around there. And already a second up on my PB by the end of sector 1 there. That is not bad going as we now head through the S here, trying to attack the curbs as best as possible there. Use all of the curbs on the X there, get as close to the grass as you possibly can, leaving it in 4th gear through the S section here. Sometimes I was opting for 3rd, but that time around 4th gear did seem the way to go with the extra grip there. And now down in through the final sector of the lap, near enough 2 seconds up there, running a little bit wide as we head down in towards the final sector here. And now just trying to keep it nice and tidy as we head through the final few corners. Let the car roll through nice and cleanly there, as you can see, down in towards the final corner of the lap. It's been an okay lap, fairly tidy at the end of the day there, and through the final corner down towards the start finish line. It is going to be a 1 minute 17.7 there, 2.3 seconds clear of any other lap I'd done in the race there. Purple in all 3 sectors as well there, but unfortunately that would be the only remaining thing we'd have in this race here. It would be Antmaz or something like that, I don't know how to pronounce his name, comes through to win the Grand Prix at the end of the day from P6 on the grid there. He did get a bit lucky with Jolly, but still, you know, he did everything he needed to at the end of the day there, and a fantastic job by him in the end here. And in a bit of celebration, you know, we were the last runner on the lead lap, so we weren't going to lose any places here. I might try and go for some Tokyo drifts as we head through the final couple of corners of this Grand Prix. Can we get that back end out? Yes, but not very well. In through the penultimate corner of the lap here. Going for a little bit of celebrations. You know, you've always got to try it at the end of the day. Finish off in style here as we head through the final corners of the lap. Look at that drift. Look at that slide. Beautiful. You love to see it. No, you don't. We're in the wall once again. They're not quite, actually, that time around. We have avoided the walls once again there. But down towards the start-finish line, though, we're going to go for a, you know, a beautiful, beautiful donut as well for extra style points at the end of the day. Surely this is some bonus points as well as the fastest lap there. But flicking it over the line, crossing the line backwards there, actually wallop the wall with the rear end. But it is P8 at the end of the day. There are 4 points on the board there, as well as the fastest lap gives us 5 points. So we have more than doubled our points tally from so far this season there. But yeah, a rough race at the end of the day. Like I said, I've got no pace around Hungary, and obviously with, you know, not salty, but obviously a lot of guys do use line as well. It does mean that they can get up to pace around some tracks that they struggle with a little bit better than at myself. But ultimately, like I've sort of got into this season, it is just a bit of a test for myself at the end of the day. I just want to try and get more miles down on F1 2019. Some more points on the board, I will certainly take that at the end of the day. So happy with the result in the end. But like I said, it was Antmaz, or however you pronounce it, at the end of the day, taking home the W in the end there. In P2, it was Vapid? No, KJ. I don't know. I'll have a look in just a moment after these race results there. No, it was Nomad at the end of the day. They're ahead of Dasher, Jolly, PT, Gravity, JJ Rock, myself, Joels and Artie all make it through to the end of the race there, with Vapid, Callum, Ethan, Squeegee Genie, as well as RZM Slothatron, who some of you guys might recognise from Forza, not making it through to the end of the Grand Prix. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. Do get yourself subscribed if you're new around here as well, and you do want to see more WXL content on the channel, as well as hopefully some more leagues kicking off in the near future as well. We'll have some more AOR Dirt Rally highlights, some iRacing, and also some LCR Formula 4 as well. But yeah, that'll do us then for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you guys next time for another video.